Alright, so now that you're done laughing at my T1 off here, which is a classic move in TMP fashion, let's break down what happened here. I'm driving Nick's A92 Corolla, which is a 3S GTE swapped car. It's pretty front heavy, front wheel drive, big brakes in the front, and I haven't quite learned the braking system yet, so it was pretty interesting to drive. Right off the bat, this is 100% a driver problem. This is me, this is not the car. Two things happened that are totally based out of ignorance. I was overconfident in the capability of the brakes, meaning I really thought I could shorten my braking distance because the rotors are just huge. But at the same time, I didn't have a full understanding of the car's trail braking capabilities and just the mechanics of how this car works. So let's talk about what happened here. I'm driving the car, I'm in the braking zone, which means the nose is pitched downward. As I am braking and moving the car into the corner, the nose is still pitched downward, meaning the fronts are loaded, the rears are unloaded. As I start to turn the car, the front is still on its nose. So with the rear not having any load onto it, it sort of starts to come out. And as I felt the rear starting to come out, that's when I started to counter steer and tried to straighten the car back into the direction of the corner. Unfortunately, when this happens, this causes me to wash out into the dirt, and that's why I went off. I just brought the brakes way too deep into the corner, and this brings up the topic of the Type A and Type B drivers. So the reason we talk about this is because once you identify what kind of driver you are, you would better identify the methods of remedying all of the issues that are coming from your characteristic, personality driver type. If you are a Type A driver and you're overdriving the car just like I did here, you really need to start slowing down, just cut your ego, and you absolutely need to start testing out what the car actually does at the limit at slower speeds. This means sacrificing a session or 2 sessions to go slower, but try out different techniques. So for this example, it makes a ton of sense to just bring that braking zone earlier and just explore with the brakes as I'm entering the corner. Okay, if I let off the brakes too fast, is the car going to over-rotate? If I continue to push the brakes, okay, how much does having more brake pressure into the corner rotate the car? If you can get that understanding of how the car will rotate under trail braking, imagine your capabilities of using that at every other track. Whereas if you just kept driving like this, you'd never really learn anything. So if you are a Type A high ego driver, slow down, learn the car first, and then once you build those skills, you can take that to every track with you, and then you're just going to build on that and keep going faster. It's time to end going off in T1. Ego driving is canceled. Have a good night. I will see you at the track.
And I'm fucking up the gearbox. I'll do one more lap and that's it.